The shadow of war is casting a long and ominous presence over Europe. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has shattered decades of relative peace. NATO is reassessing its defense posture, preparing for a potential war with Russia. The alliance is shifting focus to high-intensity conventional warfare. This involves a comprehensive overhaul of strategic planning, bolstering military capabilities and logistical networks, refining war plans and preparing for massive casualties, prioritizing robust medical evacuation and treatment capabilities. The scale of the challenge is immense. A war with Russia carries unprecedented risks, including nuclear threats. NATO must be prepared for advanced weaponry and nuclear scenarios, ensuring resources and infrastructure to withstand such a scenario, recognizing the changing global security landscape, preparing for conventional warfare, cyber attacks, hybrid warfare, and disinformation campaigns, adapting to meet evolving challenges. Modern warfare presents unique logistical challenges, particularly in casualty evacuation. The speed and intensity of combat can quickly overwhelm medical services. NATO is developing efficient and resilient evacuation procedures. The aim is to quickly remove wounded personnel from the battlefield. Handling a significant influx of wounded soldiers is a key challenge. This requires sufficient medical personnel, equipment, and a robust transportation network. NATO is investing to enhance its capacity. Hospital trains are a crucial component of NATO's medical evacuation strategy. These mobile medical units offer a vital lifeline for wounded soldiers. They provide a safe and efficient means of transporting large numbers of casualties. Equipped with advanced medical equipment and staffed by experienced professionals, hospital trains offer several advantages over traditional ambulances. They can transport a significantly larger number of patients at once, providing a more stable and comfortable environment during transport. The Joint Support and Enabling Command, or JSEC, plays a pivotal role in NATO's logistical preparations. Established in 2018, JSEC coordinates and streamlines NATO's logistical operations. This includes transporting troops, providing medical support, and maintaining infrastructure. JSEC ensures NATO forces have the resources they need to operate effectively. Lieutenant General Alexander Solfrank emphasizes the importance of logistical preparedness. He stresses the need for a robust and resilient logistical network. Section 5. Navigating the airspace. The challenge of Russian air defenses. Russian air defenses pose a significant challenge to NATO's medical evacuation plans. Russia's sophisticated air defense systems could severely restrict NATO's ability to conduct air evacuations. This could have dire consequences for wounded soldiers who require rapid medical attention. NATO is developing strategies to mitigate this risk. One approach is to improve NATO's electronic warfare capabilities. Electronic warfare can be used to disrupt or disable enemy air defense systems. This would create windows of opportunity for NATO aircraft to conduct medical evacuations. NATO is investing in new electronic warfare technologies to enhance its capabilities in this area. Another approach is to develop alternative evacuation routes that avoid heavily defended areas. This could involve using ground transport or sea transport to move casualties to safety. NATO is exploring these options to ensure it has multiple evacuation pathways available. NATO is also working to improve the survivability of its medical evacuation aircraft. This includes equipping aircraft with countermeasures to protect them from enemy air defenses. NATO is also developing new tactics and procedures to minimize the risk of aircraft being targeted. Section 6. Medical mayhem. Harmonizing NATO's medical standards. Harmonizing medical standards across NATO member states is a complex undertaking. Each nation has its own medical regulations, procedures, and equipment. This can create difficulties in coordinating medical care during a multinational operation. NATO is working to address these challenges and improve interoperability in the medical domain. One of the key challenges is the lack of standardization in medical supplies and equipment. Different nations use different types of medical equipment, which can create compatibility issues. NATO is working to develop common standards for medical supplies to ensure that medical personnel from different nations can work together seamlessly. Another challenge is the variation in medical training and qualifications. Medical personnel from different nations may have different levels of training and expertise. NATO is working to develop standardized training programs to ensure that all medical personnel meet a common set of standards. Language barriers can also create difficulties in coordinating medical care. Medical personnel from different nations may not speak the same language. This can hinder communication and lead to misunderstandings. NATO is promoting language training and developing multilingual resources to facilitate communication. Section 7. Rearming and retooling NATO's military buildup. In response to the growing threat from Russia, NATO member states are significantly increasing their defense spending. This investment is being used to modernize military equipment, expand troop numbers, and enhance training programs. The goal is to bolster NATO's conventional military capabilities and deter further Russian aggression. Many NATO countries are investing in new fighter jets, tanks, and other heavy weaponry. These modern weapon systems are designed to give NATO a technological edge over potential adversaries. The investment in new equipment is crucial for maintaining NATO's military readiness. NATO is also expanding its troop presence in Eastern Europe. This increased presence serves as a deterrent to Russia and demonstrates NATO's commitment to the security of its allies. The deployment of additional troops is a visible sign of NATO's resolve. Training exercises are becoming more frequent and intensive. These exercises are designed to improve NATO's ability to operate effectively in a multinational environment. They also provide an opportunity to test new equipment and tactics. Regular training is essential for maintaining NATO's combat readiness. Section 8. A World on Edge. The geopolitical backdrop of the Ukraine conflict. The Russia-West relationship has deteriorated significantly following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This deterioration has created a climate of mistrust and heightened tensions. The invasion has shattered any remaining illusions about a potential partnership between Russia and the West. The international community has condemned Russia's actions and imposed sanctions on the country. These sanctions are designed to put pressure on Russia to end its aggression and withdraw its forces from Ukraine. The sanctions have had a significant impact on the Russian economy. The Ukraine conflict has exposed vulnerabilities in European security. It has demonstrated the need for a stronger and more unified NATO. The alliance is working to address these vulnerabilities and strengthen its collective defense posture. The conflict has also highlighted the importance of transatlantic unity. The United States and its European allies have shown a united front in their response to Russia's aggression. This unity is essential for deterring further Russian expansionism. Section 9. The ticking clock. Assessing the immediacy of the Russian threat. Assessing the immediacy of a potential Russian threat is a complex and challenging task. Intelligence agencies are constantly monitoring Russian military activity and analyzing its intentions. The goal is to identify any signs of an impending attack and provide early warning to NATO allies. While a direct attack on a NATO member state is not considered imminent, the risk remains real. Russia's aggressive rhetoric and military buildup near NATO borders are cause for concern. NATO must remain vigilant and prepared for any eventuality. The duration of the Ukraine conflict is a key factor in assessing the Russian threat. A prolonged conflict could increase the risk of miscalculation and escalation. NATO is closely monitoring the situation and preparing for a range of scenarios. The stability of the Russian regime is another important factor. A weakened or unstable regime could be more prone to risky behavior. NATO is carefully analyzing the political situation in Russia and its potential impact on European security. Section 10. Solidarity and Strength. The importance of NATO's collective defense. NATO's collective defense principle is the cornerstone of the alliance's security architecture. This principle states that an attack on one member state is considered an attack on all. This shared commitment to mutual defense deters potential adversaries and promotes stability in the Euro-Atlantic region. NATO's collective defense is based on the principle of burden sharing. All member states contribute to the alliance's defense capabilities. This shared responsibility ensures that NATO has the resources it needs to respond to any threat. NATO's collective defense is not just about military might, it is also about political solidarity. The alliance's unity and resolve are crucial for deterring aggression and maintaining peace. NATO's strength lies in its collective commitment to shared values. NATO's collective defense has been tested throughout its history. The alliance has successfully deterred aggression and defended its members from attack. NATO's collective defense remains a vital pillar of European security. Section 11. Preparing for the unthinkable. The human cost of conflict. While NATO focuses on military preparedness, it is important to acknowledge the human cost of conflict. War inevitably brings suffering and loss. NATO's preparations must include measures to mitigate the impact of conflict on civilian populations. Protecting civilians and providing humanitarian assistance are essential components of NATO's mission. The alliance is working to improve its ability to provide humanitarian aid and protect civilians in conflict zones. The psychological impact of war on soldiers and civilians should not be underestimated. NATO is providing mental health support to its personnel and working to raise awareness of the psychological effects of trauma. The long-term consequences of war can be devastating. Conflict can disrupt economies, destroy infrastructure, and displace populations. NATO is working with its partners to address the long-term consequences